What's up, Quarter Pounders? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Wave Potter, and today I'm revisiting a BAND-MAID song from the Unseen World album, Honkai? But first, I have a couple big announcements. First of all, we may be live streaming tomorrow night, depending on a few factors. I had plans with my family, but that might need to be canceled now because Rosie is going to get tested for COVID. She was exposed at work. So depending how we feel tomorrow, if we do have to cancel, we might be live streaming. Also, I'm live streaming with Codec later this afternoon. It'll be at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, but I'll put a link to that below so you can go click on it, see when it starts in your time. We'll be talking about Japanese music scene. And one more thing, I put out my first episode of weekly review. I know a lot of people are thinking, what the heck are you doing? You're crazy starting another channel for this stuff. But it's all in the hopes of giving people what they subscribed for. Hopefully that'll lead to a better experience as a subscriber in your notification feed. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to be doing a weekly review, more condensed sampling platter to make it easier for people to hear these newer bands without committing to a full 10-minute reaction. I would really appreciate if you'd go check out that weekly review thing just to see the format, see the bands that are featured in it. I think it's going to be kind of fun. Enough rambling on from me. Let's get to this song. Now, I listened to this in my Unseen World live stream and reacted in real time, but I'm revisiting this song to hear it in more depth.
Take it down.
Whew! All right, one more new song and then Black Hole. So if you're not... Ooh, that was a cool chord progression. Ooh. The slapping, the hammer-ons, oh my goodness. I love how Akane is always changing up the drum pattern. Like, she doesn't do the same thing for more than like 8 bars. Oh my gosh. Stuart Copeland all of a sudden. That guitar riff. Oh my gosh. Wow. Dude, every song on this album is so good. What is that? Ooh, there's that fuzzy tone again. This is such a great tone. Love how they trade solos in this too. Between Misa and Kanami. Whoa, it just like opened up, got all epic. It's like a cinematic ending now. really love that guitar riff. Wow. The vocal stacking, it's so thick. The stereo image is really cool, and I love that unison. That is awesome. Awesome chord choices for that part. Man, Misa is going crazy. Wow, that was a cool fade at the end of the chorus there. But that was a perfect example of Misa's classic bass style, where she plays the root notes, but then she slides up and plays either octave or harmony notes that are in that scale. Just such a unique bass style, non-stop engagement with the song. But I love that pre-chorus. You gotta hear that again. That ascending chorus before the chorus there. It's like you know something big's coming. I don't know if that's a harmonic on the guitar or like a piano or something, but sounds really cool right before this big rockin' harsh chorus. So much energy in the drums and the bass. Love Akane's fills throughout that chorus. That really long snare fill right in the middle. That is so cool. And then at the very end, that triplet with the fade. Wow. Another one of those little sections of a BAND-MAID song you don't see coming. Like, they just add a random measure in. It doesn't have to be groups of 4 for each section. They just throw that extra measure in, do something unique and interesting that isn't in the rest of the song yet. Love that. Really cool riff. I like how Konami's riff there, it switches between landing on the downbeat and playing off the offbeat. My snapping is the beat, and then the guitar is going like dun 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 dun. See how it switches from being on the snap to offbeat with a snap? Ooh. Okay, I gotta start this verse over again. Misa is driving this verse in a really cool way. The way the vocals are written is really interesting as well. Oh. Oh my gosh. Is it just me, or does BAND-MAID go out of their way to make the second verse of each song just 10 times more exciting than the first verse? Holy buckets. Where do I begin on this verse? I gotta hear it again. Okay, first of all, Akane channeling her inner, who's that drummer from The Police? Stuart Copeland, doing that really cool offbeat reggae that you would hear Stuart Copeland playing a lot. And then that guitar riff brings it into the second half of the verse. Those intervals were so nice. Again, starting on the downbeat, but doing an instant walk up, and being on the offbeat after that. Yeah. And then Akane's drum fills leading into that chorus. Oh, it's just... What the heck? I didn't know when to pause it. They always begin the third act of their song with just absolute insanity. You get the first act, they let you warm up, they ease you into it, into the structure of the song. The first verse and chorus, pretty easy to listen to. Second verse gets ever more fascinating, as it goes. Just nonstop insanity through the second chorus, then that post-chorus, and into the guitar solo, then the bass solo. It's just nonstop engaging composition. They're so good at that. It's a good sign when a reactor can't find a good place to pause, because so much interesting stuff keeps happening and you don't want to talk over it. Obviously, I need to hear that whole section again from the second chorus on. And they've done 2 verses and 2 choruses already by the 1 minute 40-second mark. That is spectacular. The old MO back in the day used to be, you gotta hit your first chorus before the 1 minute mark. Now, they've done 2 verses and 2 choruses by the 140. Now, I guess it's a pretty high BPM in this song, but still. Gosh! I can see why this ranked so high on Matt's Miso songs list. This slapping and the way the slapping plays off of the drums. Akane is just such a brilliant drummer, the way she can accent the different members of the band and, really highlight what they're doing. She does a lot of her own really awesome fills where she's the highlight at that moment. But I think that's such an important trait in a drummer is the ability to play in unison with the other instruments to really, help them stand out, help them be noticed so they're not being drowned out. And it's an advanced skill. Not all drummers will do that. A lot of drummers just focus on the groove in the pocket, which is essential. That's the baseline. You have to be able to do that before you are doing all this. This is next level drumming here, where you can not only keep a solid pocket, solid groove, solid rhythm for the song, but you're also adding your own flair with your fills and accentuating what the other musicians are doing when it's their time to shine. Akane is such a top tier drummer. I gotta start that solo from the beginning. And shut up. Oh. Well, since I already listened to this, I'm going to say right at the top, I love how it opens up with that harmonic. Kind of like the first chorus had that harmonic before it came in, Or something similar. Oh. Those particular descending scales are much harder to play than they sound. Tapping, pretty easy to execute because you don't have to pick, you just tap the notes. But those descensions she was playing were picked, and it's just always harder, for me at least, to do upstroke picking when you're playing from high notes down the strings instead of ascending riffs. So that part of the solo where she's descending down those notes, that's advanced stuff as well. Right here. And a lot of that, when you're playing like 3 notes, you're like, you play 3 notes, then you go back to the middle note you played, use that to start the next 3 notes, then you keep repeating that. It's a pretty common thing. If you want a really popular example, Lights by Journey, the solo where it's like, you know, but that's a really hard thing to execute because with your picking hand, you're going between, you're playing the high string, then you're going down a little bit, but then you're going back to the string, and you have to keep going back to the, you know, last notes you played. So you're going back and forth between the strings. It's a really weird picking style, but it sounds so cool. Oh. And that bass guitar, oh my gosh. Oh, Misa's bass tone is so huge in this. It just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's overdriven. It's got that nice thick grit to it, but it's also got so much bottom, so much punch. It's just perfect. And the way she plays those rhythmic notes after she slides up, just really illustrates how great the bass tone is, because you can hear that thump even through the overdrive. Oh, yes. And then that unison between the bass and guitar there, right before that stereo panned guitar, is just such a creative masterpiece. This is why BAND-MAID is at the top of the rock game right now, because they put so much effort into their compositions, even on this song that I don't think it was a single or anything. It kind of, for me, got buried underneath all the other amazing tracks on Unseen World, because there's every single song on Unseen World is amazing, and yet, even so, it's not a filler track. It's a high-effort, engaging, fascinating, and brilliant composition, even though it's, you know, 1 out of 12 or I think 12 tracks. So cool. Just the level of effort they put into everything. Is that Psyche or Miku singing in the chorus there? I think it's Psyche. I don't know. It sounds like Miku to me at some points. I couldn't find any live versions of this. That's what I looked up live, like hoping someone had concert footage or something, but I don't know if they have played this live yet. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love this ending. great bookends to the song. And once again, not your standard outro. They always think of some way to end the song that you've never heard before. I don't know, maybe in some obscure songs, someone else has done something like this, but it's not something easily recognizable. It's not something I can think of to compare it to. It's just, they always make an ending that you're not expecting and that, you know, slaps you in the face. It keeps you engaged till the very end of the song. It's such a brilliant composition style. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Again, don't forget, I'm streaming with Decodec at 2 p.m. Central Time, but I'll put the link below so you can go check it out. Hopefully some of you can make it. And also, don't forget to check out my weekly review video. Check it out while you wait, maybe, if you have time. I'd really like some feedback on it, what I could improve, what you like about the format, anything like that, because I really want to make that work. I think it will be better for helping people to discover new bands where they can get that easy to watch sampler platter, and then if they want to dive deeper into that band, they can go to my other channel and check out the full reaction on it. So anyway, that's where I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you to my patrons. I really appreciate you all so much. Thank you for sticking with me, continuing to support me, even while the channel's going through some big changes. Got kind of an adolescent channel right now. Going through, well, anyway, don't forget to pound like if you enjoyed this, subscribe, ring that buddy bell, and go support BAND-MAID. I'll make sure the original Honkai video is also listed below. But that's where I'm going to wrap it up. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.